Another week of Chair Shot Reality, WrestleZone.com. You can also check us out on the WrestleZone and Chair Shot Reality YouTube page. I'm Justin LeBar alongside Rennell Hunt. We are at the Squirrel Hill Sports Bar in the Squirrel Hill District of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Every single Thursday, come out and join us, talk some wrestling. It's a good time. Rennell, we start while we are in a jovial place and an upbeat place. We start with a downbeat story.
Yes.
But the top story, nonetheless, of the week. Adam Rose, real name Ray LaPon, arrested in Florida, and he's already on suspension from WWE for second wellness policy violation, suspended for domestic battery and then for tampering with a witness.
Yeah.
Ultimately, it's no more alleged. That's what's happened. WWE has suspended him indefinitely. I guess reaction, and is this the beginning of the end for Adam Rose with WWE?
I mean, Justin, a lot of things. My reaction was, the first thing I knew, I was shocked. I was completely shocked because, number one, you look at him as a character. You look at him even behind the scenes of that. I believe when it was either Braden Grounder show when it was talking about him just now getting into NXT and struggling with his character.
E60 piece, right?
Yeah, that was an E6 piece. But you look at it, and then you was able to you see his reality. You know, everyone has a real side to them, and to be honest, his character was a turned-up version of him. So if his character was calm, his reality is still calm. So when I seen this and I heard about this, I'm like, whoa, is this really the Raymond that I kind of slightly know behind the scenes? Is this really Adam Rose? And when you look at it, I'm like, hold up, what the heck's happening here? Like, what the heck is happening here? What do they say? Aggravated assault, and then tampering with a witness. Now, when I look back at the story and everything, I believe he had a domestic dispute with his wife and everything, grabbed her by the face. And, no one knows their ticking point. No one knows what's going to make a person snap just like that. Unfortunately, I feel like that this came at a time where, there was still flexibility with his character and him as, a valuable person within WWE. I would hate to see that his career just I won't say completely ends, but it's really now at a dead spot right now. In WWE, this was something that was put in their hands. You have no other choice when you're a company like that and you have a person under your name put in a situation like that.
No, they had no other choice. Nobody can fault them for suspending him indefinitely, where it was you're serving 60 days, now it's indefinitely. But I really won't be shocked. We're hearing that supposedly another round of cuts is going to come. In addition to the ones that were last week. You can't be surprised if they do cut him loose.
Yeah.
What's an interesting topic, though, while he's responsible for his actions and he's got to deal with them, what's a topic is if WWE cuts him loose, are they bad in any way? Should they keep him on the company to try to help if he's having issues, whatever they might be? Does it make things worse if you just cut him loose when he's apparently in a dark time?
I don't necessarily
their
feel
responsibility.
Honestly, I feel that in a way it is, but it isn't at the same time. I don't feel that they should necessarily have to cut him. Maybe get him some help. How many stars have we talked about in the previous shows of Chair Shot Reality where it seems like certain ones, they get help, they turn it around, or WWE takes their time with them. Other ones, you see, they don't get an opportunity at all. I think Ray right now is in a low point in time. Now, mind you, when you look at the history of the story, they have a son that's in special needs. We all know that even when we have friends, I know personally, Rev has a friend like that himself, that there comes trying times with that. Also within your marriage, everyone, especially as a wrestler, it within the wrestling business, you're going to have some problems every now and then with your relationship.
And that's what's frustrating about this, and might catch flack from people. Obviously, nobody condones domestic violence. He made a mistake. He has to deal with the consequences. But at the same time, I do have a bit of I do feel for him in a way of that. It's when you're a public figure, that celebrity status, that he's having to video of his proceedings in front of a judge, and the most personal and vulnerable times that he and his wife having to deal with a court of law, and their marriage right out there is right there in front of everybody to watch and everybody to make their comments about. Again, he did the wrong, but I do feel in a way because everybody's made a mistake. Not saying everybody's done domestic abuse, but everybody's made mistakes that they don't want to have shine in a light like that. But I still think, I unfortunately think that WWE is going to almost be left with no choice. Second wellness violation, this happening. He's not been a big strategic part of the roster as of late. I have a bad feeling that this might be the beginning of the end.
Now, mind you, what you just said, this isn't the first time. When you look at the history, maybe this is the first time with a situation elevated such as this, but it is not the first time for a situation.
It's the most public one that we've.
The most public one, exactly, the most public one. And right now, I mean, you already know in your contract. We all know, even within a business standpoint, even outside of wrestling, you have a certain standard that you have to uphold. Whatever company that you're representing under, you have a standard to hold. Now, if you go beyond that and you're putting it out there, you're at a status to where, I mean, the world's going to see it. For heaven's sake, it was on TMZ. I mean, not only on TMZ once, but on TMZ twice, and we were able to follow what happened earlier this week. So when you look at it now, I believe WWE has no other choice, or I feel like if they didn't do anything, it might eventually, I don't want to say this, but it might eventually have to go back to what happened to another wrestler that we know of, that it went a little bit further than this. Now, it won't have to go that way, but I don't think WWE wants to take the risk of just giving a slap on the wrist right now and then potentially having that to happen later on down the road.
You're talking about not letting things escalate?
Not having things escalate to a Wolverine-like mentality. I'll put it that way.
The darkest point of the history. But, well, I hope that Adam Rose is not released. I hope that he comes out of this, whatever it takes, but I do have a bad feeling that this might be the beginning of the end. But
yes.
Love to hear what you think. Chime in on social media. You can follow us on Twitter as well as on Facebook. Leave a comment below the video. We appreciate it. Much more to talk about this week, and we're going to talk about the NXT stars coming, the ones that have already gotten to the Raw and SmackDown, ones that are soon to be coming. What about the big stars that are set to be returning from their injuries? And, of course, coming up next, Josh and the Rev will talk about The Club. The Club.
Ooh.